I think my favorite part about cold days is getting to put on hearing protection. Especially whenever it's this cold. Woo! Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to the project. As usual, it is cold and it is windy. Today it is a little extra cold and a little extra windy. But I've got kind of a, I don't know, probably a boring video if we're being honest. It's a 1911 video. No one's ever seen those before. I've never done one. But today we are working with some imports. I kind of already let the cat out of the bag. I have multiple new 1911s here. The first one that we're going to be looking at today specifically is the, I believe it's Girsan. If I'm wrong, correct me, because y'all will. It is the Girsan, and it is imported by EAA Corporation, MC 1911, Sam, Tom. For stupidly tactical looking, but also kind of good looking, right? Look at that, look at that. It's not a bad looking 1911, is it? Does come with a factory 8-round magazine and a red dot that I don't believe works. I'm not stupid. I know how to adjust red dot sights, handgun red dot sights. You loosen up these two back screws and then you adjust your little optic. I did that. I don't think the red dot moved at all. So don't worry, I brought other plates for it, or other red dots for it. We're gonna try this one and we're gonna see how it goes. These are my first shots with this gun. You only get one magazine, but you do get some nice features. You get an ambidextrous safety here. Again, it is drilled and tapped for an optic, and of course it is the style that I dislike. I'm gonna raise my camera just a bit. And of course it is the style that I do not like. I'm not a huge fan of losing your rear sight. It's a red dot. The sight doesn't need to be rearward. I understand that the 1911, you don't have a lot of room to work with here between the rear sight and the breech. I'm just not a huge fan of that. I would do it like the Hellcat personally. Always try to keep your manual backup iron sights, and so I don't really trust a cheap red dot. I'll post MSRP somewhere around here. I got these two for relatively inexpensive. I'm not showing you the other one yet. Today, I'm just going to shoot it a little bit. These do have Picatinny rails, which is super nice. They do come with 8-round magazines. They do come with skeletonized trigger, skeletonized hammer, and it seems to be okay. It feels pretty good racking it, but you never know. So these are going to be the first shots. We're going to be working with a plethora of ammo today. I've got hollow points, semi-wad cutters, some factory ammo, and we're just going to see how she works. But I figure I'd just show you guys the first shots with it, because I'm sure you all want to know exactly what I want to know, which is, does it work? It is a very inexpensive 1911. You can pick these up for not a lot of money. It did just feed that hollow point incredibly well, so let's turn on my red dot sight here and figure out where to poop I have to hold. I believe I'll have to hold towards the top of the target. Let's oh, it's so nice to have an ambidextrous safety. I've installed some ambi safeties on other guns. These feel pretty janky, but it works. And it allows me to be a southpaw like I was meant to be. Alright, first shots. Where are we holding it? I'm holding too high. Okay. Fired. Full power Federal HST. I was holding too high, and the red dot didn't break, which I heard was a problem on some of the older models. I think they come with an ADE. This one says Perry on it. I'm pretty sure it's just another Chinese red dot. So, but it cycled everything. It felt pretty good. Knowing that, I'm going to load up some magazines now, and we're going to do some shooting, so bear with me. Woo! It is cold and freaking windy. You know, what's funny is this used to be stuff that I would do off camera if I was just doing a review of this. I wouldn't have even filmed this, but with the way ammo is right now, I'm showing you guys the very first shots, and I kind of like it, actually. Just learning how the gun shoots, I think, is kind of important. I'm not sure everyone likes it, but because the views are not great, but I'm giving it a shot. Alright, we'll show you guys some more of the Girsan MC 1911 ST with fancy red dot that may have walked a little bit. Yeah, it's not on there super tight. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say. I went to put the factory sight back on it because I was just gonna do this with iron sights. They're drilled wrong. Like, they're not drilled perfectly even, so they don't fit quite right. Let's just step up here and we'll see if we can hit that little plate. I don't know where it is, so. Uh-oh. Did anyone else hear that? That was not good. That is factory ammunition too, so I don't want to hear it. Well, let's try this again, safely. This is why we wear eye protection out here. I'm gonna try another magazine. I couldn't have done that again if I tried. Point this in a very safe direction. See what happens here. That was interesting. I wasn't a huge fan of whatever just happened. Did my red dot die? You remember what I said about not liking cheap red dots? Well, that makes things a lot more complicated whenever your red dot breaks. Oh God. The red dot just completely broke. Had a double tap. May have been too much strain on this little guy. Oh my God. That's what I said about cheap red dots, is I do not like them. Might as well throw them in the trash. Well, that makes things a little more complicated. Let's see what I can do here. Let me reload here. Because, like I said, the problem is the factory sights aren't drilled correctly. And I brought an extra red dot, but I don't think I brought the tool. I'll have to look. Let's just make sure she's not gonna have a burp accident again. Oh, and my red dot just came back on. What? Oh, already gonna have a temper tantrum. Let's see here. Did not lock the slide back on that one. Yeah. These mags hold it open. That was just a factory mag. Didn't hold it open. Okay, we're learning. This is a wild day of filming already, y'all. You can't make this up. Let's continue to shoot here. And my red dot's back. Okay, so it locked the slide open this time. All right, and that's just with a factory mil-spec mag. Hey, I mean, this is why we're out here doing this stuff. This is how you learn. I know I'm being kind of a goofy bastard about it. This is how you learn. and that's kind of cool. This has been an interesting introduction. I am going to go with one more magazine, and I'm going to try and hot rod this thing a little bit. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a part 2 of this later. 1, whenever it's not windy. 2, after I put probably like a nice red dot on this. So let me get reloaded for one last magazine, and we'll see how good I am. And I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Just a little bit. So I'm mixing in some wad cutters with this last one, just to see if it cycles them. You can see here, sorry, semi-wad cutters, but I'm going to put some of those in there as well. Hollow point, just to see. I like the trigger. I like the overall feel of the gun. I like the overall look of the gun. We obviously had a few hiccups right out of the box, which is never like a game ender, because you're just now starting, right? Like, you're just now learning about this gun, so it's not going to be the end of the world. But you do want to learn now rather than later. So we're going to safe direction that creature. Because we don't know if it's going to double tap me again. I don't think that was me. It does have a very light trigger. I don't think that was me double tapping it. Maybe. Let's see what we can do here. That is not great. Yeah, I think I just broke one of the screws on it. It's alright. It got a little wonky there on me. I think the internals just came apart. We'll see, but all in all, the gun feels very nice. The red dot leaves very much to be desired. It does have some nice features. It does have checkering on the front here. It does have some okay checkering on the back. The checkering on the front is pretty much not great. I believe whenever they Cerakoted over it, it kind of took away some of the really sharp edges. So it's not my favorite. It does have nice front slide serrations for a brass check. Not that you really do a brass check on a 1911. I kind of like the Springfield design a little bit better. I like the idea behind the Springfield better, where you just cut a groove, or cut a notch out of the top of the barrel, and then you're able to see. Overall, I mean, it's a good start for a video. I learned some things. I learned some do's, I learned some don'ts, which again, normally this wouldn't be on camera. So it's kind of important that it was here, that it happened now. And that helps me moving forward in the other videos. It feels nice and tight, it really does. Like I said, it seems pretty mediocre made. There are some things that I dislike about it, but we'll see. You never know. This is going to do it for part 1. I'm sorry, that was all over the freaking place. That was going to be part 1 of this gun. I might film the other one today. I might not. So, kind of mixed feelings right now. Kind of a mixed bag of bullshit. But thank you guys so much for being here. Good luck, God bless, and I will see you in the next video, because I'm out of here, because it's cold.